Ladies and gentlemen, Jamie Lee Curtis, Carl Stevens, and Russell Goldman, creators of Mother Nature, a brand new graphic novel telling a story of eco-horror, which is something that's, I don't know, probably literally happening outside right this second. I want to say congratulations on the book because it's incredible. Carl, I want to start with you because there we go, hold it up. The use of gore and blood and violence in this hit me right off the bat. It's incredibly striking, but then it pulls back. And I think that's like really effective and incredibly clever. I thought it was just gonna go pedal to the metal super hard the whole time. And then when you reserved yourself a little bit, I realized, oh, that works so much better. It just hits me so much harder. There's a kill very early on that I don't necessarily want to spoil, but maybe we can show it. That is one of the most violent things I've ever seen in a graphic novel.
I believe I wanted that as the cover
really?
of our book, but I'm just saying, but go on, continue your
Are there
questions.
laws against that? I feel like there'd
Apparently there is, but just go on, continue your question. Here, who's going to ask you?
How did you land on that and that kind of balance of like, I'm gonna hit you really hard with this in the face, literally, no pun intended, and then kind of pull back a little bit?
Well, it was just the nature of the story, and also I guess like my own interest in art. Like, you know, I've always been drawn to like 19th century like landscape painting, and I've been studying like a lot of Western painters like Thomas Moran, and I thought that, you know, because like the way that the story was structured, it would be like an interesting like juxtaposition between, you know, having all these like beautiful vistas, because it, you know, really talked about like what the actual story was about, which is like how we're like destroying the planet. And so I wanted to show, you know, like what the landscape looked like before and after. And, you know, like that is like part of like the violence, you know, like there is like the blood and like the gore and all that. But to like really just like what you said, like show the juxtaposition between the two was really important to me.
Yeah, we can hold it up. We can show it. Let's give them a little taste.
That is the image that
Yeah, that should have been the cover.
I wanted as the cover of this book, which it is not. But there's a reason for that. And what I wanted to say about what you just said is that, you know, it's a story, and it's a story about two mothers and two daughters and a very evil woman who runs a corporate entity that is really abusing both of those mothers. And a lot of it has to do with Russell's work to bring that to the forefront of the story. So you're right, there's some amazing kills in this, which is my part of the book, by the way. The dark, really dark, bloody part is mine.
So yeah, this is an idea that's been rattling around your head since you were 19.
Since I was 19, yeah. And then it became a screenplay idea that I started to work on with Russell in 2018. But it was really Russell who speaks so beautifully and eloquently, which is why I'm going to give him the mic, about the story part of this. And even the indigenous people, the way they talk story, the way story is really at the center of the whole thing.
So I could hit on any of those, but I'm happy to, if there's one specific area to focus on.
Sure, yeah. I mean, pick your favorite, because I love the way all of this gelled together. Like it's very clearly like the writing is excellent, the art is phenomenal, and it's haunting and powerful. Like it honestly gave me chills to read through this book, because it's happening right now, and there's a lot of stupid fucks out there that think it's not happening right now.
Yes, and I think that was one of the challenges all three of us faced. Is I saw an inconvenient truth when I was like 11 years old.
Yeah.
So like the idea of climate change, nightmare scenarios has like been rattling around ever since I had a complex thought, and it's a very hard medium to with respect to like people who have tried. Like you end up getting a lot of stories like The Happening, where it's like it's hard to take seriously in a dramatic sense what is happening, to focalize it through something emotional. And that is when I think we knew we had a story is that anyone could relate to. And it's the reason that the Navajo advisors that we ended up working for years on the story with worked with us is that they asked us like, well, what is the source? Like, what are you trying to say with this? And it is, we want to tell a story about all the complex decisions that go into deciding the world that one generation leaves behind for the next generation. And that's something that anyone can relate to. So there's a strong verisimilitude to the place, the specificity of the story that we really wanted to evoke. But that is a universal theme, and that is what is driving every page of this gory ride. Yeah.
Jamie, you've been making art your entire life, but you're not like a sit down and draw artist.
Oh, babe, you don't want to see anything I draw, dude.
Actually, I do now.
No,
because
you
like,
don't. You don't.
It's called outsider art, right?
No,
People
it's
who
not
aren't
outside. It's just shit. It's just bad. I can do a lot of things I cannot draw or sing, sadly.
But there's that idea for all creative types, right, where they have an idea in their head and then it comes into fruition. And like the more you master your craft, the closer you get to actually materializing the thing that was in your head. When you saw this, that was sort of this, magnification of something that was kicking around your brain when you were 19. What was your feeling? Like,
You mean when I saw the graphic novel?
Yeah,
which I saw it 2 hours ago.
Oh.
I hadn't seen the PDF.
Yes.
But I had not seen.
Like you've seen me like working on it.
Well, yes, over a long period of time. But it comes in drips and drabs, not drips and drabs, but I mean, it comes in bunches.
Mm-hmm.
And here's what I've been telling stories since I was young. I've had this idea. I've written, by the way, I barely got out of high school. I've written 14 books for children that have been published. This is not my first publication.
Right.
I'm a writer.
Yeah.
I've been a writer for a long time. And it's not because I have an intellectual acumen that is impressive. I'm an alcoholic and an emotional. I'm an emotional human being, and I am prescient, and I take what I see around me and I metabolize it into simple ideas. And in this case, it's a very complex idea. It's been making me anxious for a very long time, and I'm incredibly excited that this piece of art, this many pieces of art that Carl has made for us through a lot of hard work by Russell, working with the indigenous community, and that Titan has been a fantastic creative partner to be able to bring this to the world, because art changes you. It changes the way we think. It's throughout history. Art is the leader.
What is your message to people who do not believe that this is actually happening right now?
It's happening. Full stop. It's happening. Turn on the news. Look at the world. It's happening. And there are things we can do. And that's, it's, if there weren't things we could do, then this would just be the bleakest of times. But there are still things we can do, and you all know what they are. I don't need to tell you, but I think you'll enjoy the book, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Mother Nature is out August 8th. Go to your store, go support it, pick up this awesome story, and give it a shot. Thank you guys.